Hey everybody, it's Janelle from the Boys and Girls Club. For today's art activity, we are going to create a design that is inspired by a Russian-born artist called Kandinsky. He is known for his use of color and specifically known for a piece of art that was never actually intended to be one of his more famous pieces of art. It was just a study in color. And that piece is called color study, squares with concentric circles. So as you can see, I created a version of Kandinsky's famous piece of art this morning, and I'm going to guide you through the steps that you need to take in order to do your own color exploration. First thing you're going to need is a piece of paper, a ruler or a straight edge of some sort, pencil, and then you can use anything that you want in order to create the colorful circles. I'm going to use watercolor today. So I have these really cool tubes of watercolor and I've already squeezed out a bunch onto my palette. I always like a fresh cup of water and a couple of paintbrushes. But again, you can use anything. You could use markers, you could use crayons, you could use oil pastels. It doesn't matter. It's totally your choice. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure out squares onto your paper. So I've already established that my paper is 9 inches by 6, which means I can get 6 squares that are 3 inches by 3 inches. So I've already measured the tops and bottoms, and I'm just going to make my line here. Kind of hard to see. There we go. And another one here. Okay, and then across the center. I'm doing this on my easel. It's probably easier to do this step on a flat surface, but I just want you to be able to see what I'm trying to do here. And it does not want to cooperate with me. Okay. Ha. All right. Good thing about pencils, they have an eraser. So as you can see, I have created 6 even squares, and I'm actually going to erase them so that I only see just the faintest bit as a guideline for this project. Okay, now after we have our squares measured out and drawn, we're going to start by placing a dot of color at the center of each square. So I'm going to take my watercolors and I'm going to start with a red dot. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you click on the link below, it will take you to the original piece and you can see that it isn't about perfection, it's about exploration. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put the rest of my dots. So as you can see, I've made my 6 dots in the center of each of my squares. And the next thing I'm going to do is paint a ring around each of these circles. Now I'm going to try to choose a color that complements this color, and I use something called a color wheel. You can look online for color wheels that you can just take a look at virtually. You don't have to own one of these. And for red, which was the first color I did, and it's probably dry right now, a complementary color of red that they list here is green. So I'm going to take my green paint and I am going to place a ring around my red dot. Do that to the rest of the dots. I'll be right back. Okay, I've placed my next ring and I'm just going to continue with maybe one more ring around each of the circles, and I'll be right back to show you what I came up with. As you can see, I have finished all of my concentric circles, and now I'm going to start to fill in the square around each of the circles, and I'll be right back to show you what I did. So I'm just finishing up, putting my last bit of color in, filling in my square. This is what I came up with. This is my own version of Kandinsky's concentric circles with the squares